see this theory. Stay with me on this here. I can imagine myself with Arya Star. You cannot fight me. Now, what's in my head now?
I don't imagine my imagination.
You be graphic designer, you be this one, you be that one,
you be banker,
you be, you're there everywhere. You do small modeling for this side.
You do crypto.
You be forex trader. If you get deal, bring them. They sold a banana. They put banana.
And taped it on the wall.
And taped on the wall. Someone bought it for millions of.
You're scrolling on your Instagram and you just see twerking vids.
Yash.
So didn't you with your head now?
We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and wickedness in high places. Well, welcome, man. I'm very excited to have arranged this and have to be here with you like this.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. The documentary that we did, like the way that thing has launched a vision that we were just talking about, like it was a joke. You understand? Like for me, it's interesting to see. And but I'm excited to speak to you again. We've been doing several episodes. Spoken with Stunner.
Yeah.
Sat down with Tabes.
That was interesting.
Yeah, sat down with Fikemi. 3 episodes in, however we publish them, I don't know, but it's been lovely, man. Yeah. And obviously, seeing what you're doing with your own design as well. You're rocking your merch.
Don't play.
Certified civil engineer in society now.
Now in fashion.
Yeah, Well, it's been lovely, man. How have you been, man?
Man, life has been good, man.
Yeah.
I can't lie. Like you said, going off of where we started, like this is like full circle.
Yeah.
I never even imagined the extent that this could go, like where we're at now. Because I remember how we all started off, like what was like just a good transaction, reached out to me like to curate stuff for your company.
Yeah.
And we're like, wow, this shit is hard, dude. Let's shoot an editorial. From an editorial, let's shoot a YouTube video and
I turned into like a full thing.
And KTN is massive. Like the numbers that we're doing, like even people that have been doing YC for 10 years, bro, like it's crazy. And you can see like the growth.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see the growth like individually, like as individuals, and it's also now translating to like the work we're doing, the caliber of people that we now have access to,
right?
Just off of that first thought, that first dream,
right?
Yeah. So I already know that where we're going, like we can't even fathom, like, bro, the extent that we're going and the extent that we reach. So it's been good, man. Yeah. A lot of things have happened between then and now, but it's all been good. It's been one lesson after the other.
Yeah.
Grateful to God, man, for life and for everything else in between.
And then now you're based out of Lagos now.
I'm in Lagos, baby.
Working and doing your own thing. It's excellent, man. You know what? So something I actually wanted to pick your brain about is the fact that your personality type, like I find your personality type extremely interesting. In my recording with Stunner, I spoke about you. I referenced you where I said
that was funny.
where I said your personality type is a phlegmatic, and it's almost like people from the outside will see it as a c'est la vie, such is life, whatever comes.
I call it nonchalance.
Right. But nonchalance is actually a negative connotation to it. And it's not particularly negative to be the way you are. In my opinion,
yeah.
Like it's just a different way to approach life. I didn't say
nonchalant, I say nonchalance.
Right, but like thinking about it, like let's talk about planning and how you even plan your life and in general. I remember one time for school where I lost my charger. Like,
oh guys, see, I don't know, let's not go there because Beam go dey watch this video now. Beam now come dey talk to
and because he told me, he said, guy, no give this guy your charger.
That's my nigga.
No give this guy your charger. I was like, no worry, nothing. You go and show me, say nothing.
And in my mind, bro, like nothing.
Yeah, you no plan no sir. But she can't call. Do you remember how you told me that charger had gotten missing? You just enter room.
I just know that to be just very
You just enter room, be like be the chop. You just enter room. I say, bro, where the charger? Say, mom, don't lose him. God, so like, what am I going to do with this thing? You say, but like, how does that translate into how you live, like in general?
Okay, that's splendid. Okay, first of all, I'm a huge believer in destiny, fate. I don't think anything is a coincidence. You know, every decision that you make or every step that you take has already been preordained, whether you're aware of it or not. That's my own belief. So going into things, I tend not to like overly plan. Not that I don't have a plan, but I always leave room for fate.
Yeah, serendipity.
Serendipity, that's the word of the year. Serendipity and spontaneity. Right. So spur of the moment decisions sometimes can have negative effects, but it can also be life changing. You understand? So even like for my designs, for my drops, they come like this. I can be having a conversation, or I can be having another different life experience, and I can pull something or draw something from that and put it into the art. I take inspiration from everything, people around me, situations, experiences. So I'm not limited to just what is. I'm not going off of a book or a blueprint. But at the same time, I have a picture in my head. It's very clear. I have a picture in my head that's very clear. And I believe that every other thing else that's happening or every decision I'm making, like, it's towards that said goal.
I think what that thing, for someone like myself, me, I'm a choleric personality type.
Very.
It's a very, and the thing is, like, if I don't have a handle on things, I feel very anxious. I can still operate and function despite anxiety, but nobody wants to feel that pressure. You know how you always say, boy, no pressure me, no pressure me. Nobody likes the pressure. So I like to like have a certain line that I can pinpoint and say, if this happens, I do this. If that doesn't happen, I do the next. And then that's how I plan and grow. But then a huge part of functioning well, functioning efficiently, is also allowing room for grace or things that you just cannot be able to control.
Exactly.
Like I couldn't have planned starting Kick and Co, for example. I wouldn't have planned out in exactitude the way everything has panned out. The people I'm working with, my COO, creative director, the video editors, the writers, all of these people.
Very random.
And I didn't know them at inception. I didn't know they would be in this role at inception. But nonetheless, I knew that I needed a creative director, a video. The clients I'm with, I was speaking with one of my staff. I hadn't met him because he had been working with us for about 2 years at this point, remotely. He stays in Lagos here. So I'm in Lagos. I came out and I said, let's see. And we're having that conversation of how interesting it is to see this organism, this system, the machine functioning the way it is. And I hadn't even met him, and then I like to work with folks that also have this ability to drive themselves. Like I don't like managing folks. So for example, when I want to hire people, I tell the person in charge of that at the company that, bro, just hire originals. Like hire people that
thinkers, original thinkers.
Yes.
You have original ideas.
Right. Don't like sure the buck may start and stop with me being the strategist that's giving the draft and everything, but hire people that also have a bit of ego. Like for them to put out a deliverable,
there's pride in their work.
There must be pride in there, so they understand that to sign their name on something, it just has to be yeah. But then putting out that in his head, the person that is in charge of hiring, the people he has brought into the company, I couldn't have planned for them. All I knew is this is the route that we want to go. These are the kinds of people we need.
But they reflect the picture that you had in your head.
Precisely.
So like I faced that too, like in my own space, because for now I don't design. Yeah, I'm more of like, I call myself a creative director for Angry Youth. I don't design. So, but I have the designs. The designs that you see, the way they come out are like exactly how I pictured it.
Right.
But I have this, would I call it grace?
Mm-hmm.
If I sit down with you now as a designer, I might show you my sketches, maybe, but just from conversation and me just talking to you
Yeah.
about that design, it's going to come out exactly the way I imagined it,
Right.
or even better.
Right.
You understand? So it's something where like we're working, but at the same time we're I don't know. I think I'll call it a. It's more like a. These guys that control the orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
What is I
I don't know what they call
whatever
them.
man, but those guys. So that's like literally what it is. So pulling resources together, different people that have different skill sets. I think that's a very very important skill to have.
Yeah.
It's like a leadership key. So
Yeah.
so you bring out people that have different talents, individual talents that are very good. Then we put them to good use.
Yeah.
That's
That's how every engine is built.
exactly.
One of the things that this guy was telling me, this guy I'm telling you I met for the first time after 2 years. One of the things he was telling me is the fact that one thing that many people lack is the zeal to build something that has legacy. Like many people, there's no Nigerian you see today that you ask. There's few Nigerians you see today that when you ask what do you do, I'm this. For the most part, our vibe is just if you get deal, bring them.
Bring deals.
You be graphic designer, you be this one, you be that one,
you be banker.
you be
you
there everywhere. You dey do small modeling for design.
You do crypto.
you dey be forex trader, which is wonderful. Like it shows the resourcefulness of what we can. It shows our resourcefulness and what it is that we can produce. But there's something that I see as a route that more people should ply is building a product that other people can enter and key into that exact same vision.
Yeah.
Right. And then the blessing is flowing to everybody. So it's good success in that if the idea is doing well, everybody that is connected to that is also doing well.
Very solid value chain.
Yeah.
In any business you get, that's very paramount because the goal is for everybody to eat. Yeah. We're not in this for selfish reasons.
Right.
We could just be chilling, doing our own thing. Like we'll be good. But we were like, rah.
But sorry for cutting you off. Did I cut you off? Sorry. The idea of growth in a business.
Yeah.
When I started writing, the time I had to complete a deliverable, it was there. But I couldn't complete a deliverable for more than say 2 clients at once and still keep my efficiency.
Okay.
So to some degree, in order to scale and grow,
you need a team.
You have to facilitate other people. Like you have to be a utility for other people. Yeah, I just wanted to get that thought out. Like, how you were talking about we could be doing our thing. If to do your thing to the maximum capacity, you must empower other people.
Definitely.
And rely on other people.
Definitely. But the angle I was coming at it from is the one of making an impact still. That's what I'm saying. Like you could be doing your thing individually in whatever space.
Right.
And you would probably still be a high flyer. But what I mean is it's more fulfilling where you know that you're responsible for other people.
Yeah.
Because there's this thing, we spoke about it earlier. Like when I pray to God that He should give me responsibility, that I can handle it.
Right.
Do you understand?
Right.
So when things are coming my way, good or bad, so I'm taking everything all in, and I know that it's building up to something more, something better, something bigger than myself even. Because nobody knows, like I said, faith. Nobody knows. We don't know where this is headed. We just put the ball in motion. Right. It's rolling now. It's rolling. We're seeing signs. We're seeing signs like, bro, the shoot that we did, the time frame that we used to plan that documentary, the original documentary, and how it came out, the finished product. Bro, if you tell somebody outside, they will not believe. Right. But due to the vision that we had and the team that we put together, Stunner, on the production end, like it was was phenomenal to see these people that I know personally in their
deliver
element.
such excellence.
In their element, like
yeah.
It was
And everybody
it was mind blowing.
Everybody that even agreed to be part. By the way, there was no video on the channel at this point. Zero
subscribers, zero
nothing.
channel.
It wasn't existing.
So
and and the people that came together to out of just English
they
communication.
also bought into the dream. They bought into the idea because for starters, it was so well executed. I can't overemphasize that enough. The meetings we had, pre-production meetings we had, the production itself, the sets. We got a director, a proper director,
and spent money not knowing how things would pan out.
It wasn't for any monetary gain or anything. Or we're not trying to get notoriety. We're not trying to be popular.
Right.
It's just we saw a gap. We saw a gap that we're not okay with the general state of people's mindset, young people specifically, and we said, okay, let's tackle this. Let's work on this. Let's put something out. Like we said,
let's let them know it's possible.
Do you understand? Yes, there's so many experts to take out of that video, but if you watch that video, and in short, it's one of those things where I don't want to talk it up so much. Like I think people should just, or whoever, like if you haven't seen it, you're already on your long team, but you should go and watch it. You're going to take something out of it, no matter your age or your no matter the demographic.
Especially like, and the statistics is saying to us that we are a young population.
Very.
And with that comes like burgeoning opportunity, because as people are growing, there's certain things that they're going to need as a standard, as a constant. 17-year-old, when he turns 18, he's going to need a bank account. He's going to need, for example, people that will need life insurance, health insurance. They will need a car, a house, a job, many things. There's places to eat. The economy is growing in a very rapid way.
Just guidance self, right? Coming into adulthood.
And there's something that this guy told me as well. His name is Toby.
Like the guy that was working for you.
He is working for me, yeah. He said if people don't know that they're dirty, they won't know that they need to have a bath. Just metaphorically speaking. As like, if people don't know that their condition is, if the people don't know that there's something different from what their current condition is, if they don't even know that it's possible,
they don't know what is even obtainable.
They won't be able to even see a problem in the way they think.
Yeah.
Right? Because many people today think that if it's not something illegal, they won't be able to get ahead. Do you understand? Which isn't the case. There's tons of people making legit money, legit money in this nation.
You cannot even start to think about it.
Bro. And it's poverty. I believe that it's a poverty-stricken mentality to believe that you must cut corners to get ahead in life. The same effort it will take you to try and cut that corner. I think you can apportion your brain power and effort into trying to create value, because at the end of the day, you can only make money in two ways. Either you give somebody a service, or you give somebody a product. Value exchange.
You have to create
right? And most times giving someone a product takes at inception, it costs more.
Yep.
That's why service-based business is about the best way to start. And service is from anything.
And you can put whatever price you want on it. Whatever you...
Because again, branding and marketing is your responsibility as the person that is proponent of that business. So having that leverage of how to do the thing, you can then say, because I know how to do the thing, I have this IP. This is what the IP is worth. Right? Then it's still your job to go and put that IP in front of the right audience.
Exactly.
that will see the value for what it is and be willing to give you the...
Exactly. And also too, like you said, branding and even brand positioning, like ultimately is key. Like this vase or this flower tray now here is very basic. It's just here because it's just on this random ass table.
Yeah.
If you take this same set now, you put it in the Louvre or in one exhibition in London, somebody's going to buy the same vase for maybe $1 million.
They sold a banana. They put banana.
And taped it on the wall.
And someone bought it for millions of pounds. I see those type of things. I'm like, bruh, I can't be poor.
Like the entry points to wealth, like in this generation, like it has never been this easy to be a millionaire.
I swear to God, it's easier for us now in our generation than it was in our parents' time.
Yes, but not.
It's a different kind of. It's a not easier in terms of. So let me put it like this: access to millions. We have more access to millions. It's still
the internet alone,
right?
Because think about it: scaling a product. If you have a product that's worth £10, and you can get 10,000 people to buy that product.
That's it. It's gone.
You're done.
It's gone.
You're done.
And that's the beauty of subscription mode. I was having a conversation today with my friend, and he was saying the exact same thing. Value at a good price point. You mustn't make 100% of something. You can make 30% off of 100 people's thing, and that's how you scale. Netflix, for example, is giving you like I don't know, thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of movies for what, $10 a month. That's infinite value for packaged by small. But then millions of people paying them that $10.
Yep.
See how it's $1 billion, a multi-million-dollar company.
It's just about, like, I think everybody, what most people should focus on is the creating value, either a product or a service, which is like yourself. So you invest.
And I would advise that service. Let me tell you how to scale a business starting from zero. It's like this. I know how to cut hair. Okay? So I'll go and cut hair, get that initial capital, and then now I have IP, I have track record.
Yeah.
I will then start billing people more, perhaps carry that capital and move into a higher
profile
area. I'm now billing people more. What I do is then employ 1 or 2 extra barbers, and I will stop barbing. Like, I'll now move into the level of either PR or marketing or representing the brand or influencing for my company, my business, such that now I'm creating value for not just the customers, but also for my staff. I'm impacting lives. When I'm paying them, as they're praying, God bless the works of my hand. The works of their hand is my business. So it's like each time they pray, each time they carry that money and send to their parents. Mommy, hold this one. Daddy, hold this one. Their parents are praying for them. The blessing is touching my business. Right? So now I employ 2 people.
You can never.
Do you understand? So, and then if the business is to gawk, if we're to fail, it has to be a collective mess up. Like, people, all of us have to have been daft for a certain period of time for the business to fail.
I know what I love. You know what I love about that model? Because it's, like you said, a track record.
Right.
Creating something out of nothing is the most fulfilling feeling you can ever get. I'm saying this from experience. Like, a sketch or an idea you had that materializes into reality.
Yeah.
That's almost like God complex.
Right.
Creation.
Right.
You're creating something. So I think what people should focus on, like, self-development, is very key. Like, I feel like that's almost why we're here. Just like they say, 1%,
for no reason,
1% better.
For no reason. Like, you know how I think about development or learning or progress. I'm not building towards anything. I'm building for building's sake.
You're not building towards anything in particular.
Right. I want it's the journey for me that's the point.
Yeah. The process. You're trusting, like exactly. I see this thing, like, obviously, like, I want to be wealthy and stuff. Not just for the sake of being wealthy, but so that I can put my own model out there. Like, okay, these are the steps I took, which is very different from what everybody else has done. So it gives people an idea of what is possible also. That, okay, this is a very chill guy, just doing his own thing. Still, he's making bank.
And you know what is funny? For me, I don't even think it has to be something so out of the box, like, oh, no one has done it before. Do what others have done. The fact that they did it and it worked, safe.
Funny enough, the thing is, obviously, that saying, nothing is new under the sun.
Yeah.
There's no experience or there's nothing you want to do that has not been done before. Everything is just a remix.
Right.
Everything is just a remix. We're just sampling.
It all starts here, bro.
We're just sampling, and it stems from what you consume. That's why I think what the work we're doing is very important.
Right.
So now, we spoke about this, like, Instagram. You're scrolling on your Instagram and you're just seeing twerking vids.
Everywhere.
So don't you with your head now? That kind of thing. So how are you going to do something exceptional?
How
are you going to even think a way out of the situation that you're in?
You don't have to. You're either a consumer or a creator. Sure, you consume in order to create, but the value. Sorry, the yeah, sure, the value of what you're consuming would determine what you create. It's like gig or garbage in, garbage out. So, if you're consuming junk, it's like what I used to say, or what I do say. What I do say is, if you want to know how, if you want to know how to speak,
Watch speakers. Listen
to speakers.
Listen to like this. Like the information gap has been.
Yeah, like bro, you see billionaires now writing books. Why are you not reading that book?
Has been closed. You want to be
like billionaires are out here telling you how they became billionaires.
You want to be a fashion designer and you've not done your research into the great fashion houses and how they got to where they are. You want to be a writer.
Then why do you deserve to be a writer?
You don't read. You want to be you want to build something and you're not going to study Elon Musk or whoever. You want to go into finance. You're not checking out JP Morgan.
You're waiting for your uncle to plug
you. So you just want the thing to fall from heaven, and it doesn't work.
You know what I've learned working with the kind of clients I work with is many of them are genuinely looking for people to assist. Not people to assist in terms of, oh God, give me money, help my life, help show love. They're looking for people who are actively trying, who are actively applying themselves. Do you understand? Because to some degree, they see themselves in you, in your struggle. They see their own struggle, and where people did not facilitate them, they're looking to facilitate folks.
Exactly, they're trying to build a better model. That's what it is.
Right.
That's like the human model. That's the point of procreation. Right. So now you're having offspring so that they're a better version of you, like an upgrade.
Yeah.
It's like updating your iOS.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So now, like, that's why mentors are very important. Or mentors, you can call your mentors models, people that you admire and you check and you pick out something or some particular things from them and you implement them in your life and see how it works out for
you. And it's like this here. It's like, don't focus on the noise. Bro, there's 1,004 reasons why something can fail. There's 1,004 reasons why you shouldn't attempt doing something.
Yeah.
But the people who achieve are those who just attempted. Like, there's no difference. Like, bro.
And it's not really a guarantee that everything that you venture into will be a massive success. You get like projects like, bro, can you work for the billionaire at some point? Now he's worth like $400 million. Like, he's still rich. That was a decline.
Right.
Do you get? But I feel like if, as an individual, if I can make $1 billion once, in my mind, I'm like, yo, I did that. It was from me.
Yeah.
You can't take that away from him.
Yeah.
You can't take that away from anybody that's done that. And if you lock in also too, you can also replicate it. Even in a totally different field. Right. There are people that I've read about some CEOs that have had like 17 startups. The 18th one was the $1 million one. So failure is even necessary for growth.
Failure. Well, I see where you're coming from with that.
It is because at least you know one less way not to do something.
That's very okay. I see that. I won't term it as that. I won't say failure is necessary.
It is. I feel it is.
Well,
I feel it is because you know something, when you start to think you're invincible, that's where the devil.
No, I get your POV.
So not like I'm saying like you should
seek failure.
But if it happens, what happens?
You take it in.
You look at this. You just step back and observe the whole situation and take. Okay, so this is what I shouldn't do. This is what I should do next time. I can do this better. So and like it's an ongoing process. You apply it to the next startup.
Just keep making attempts. So what I was trying to say is like failure. I wouldn't necessarily term it as necessary. I would just say that failure is part of the journey. You know, saying that it's necessary is almost like when you fail, you should rejoice or you should seek to fail.
No, you don't seek to fail. It's almost what I meant necessary even is like it's somewhat inevitable.
Yeah, it's just part of it.
Yeah,
It's like the graph that is moving like this. You go up.
There's no trajectory that just, there's always a dip.
Yeah.
Then,
Keep
a
going like
depression
that.
and it goes up.
Yeah, definitely. And then active steps for people, if I'm to say that, is don't like aim for something that you know you can. Don't aim too high at first. And I'll say it like this, because like this, if I say I want to get buff by Christmas, that's aiming too damn high. When I say don't aim too high, I mean like give yourself an opportunity to win. Like aim for something that you know that sure it's difficult, it's taking you out of your comfort zone, but it's something very attainable.
There's this thing in planning, like making goals. It's called making smart goals.
Right.
So smart, not in the literal sense, but smart as in sustainable. It's also measurable, attainable, time bound. You set
So
a
accountability here.
And realistic.
Right.
Like you said, you're not going to get abs by Christmas. Like I was trying to get abs in 30 days, but it's not
even in exercise, even in losing weight, it's like don't exercise for 30 hours straight.
Yeah.
No. 1 hour a day.
Focus.
1 hour a day is fine.
But high intensity.
Right. But
focus.
And it's how to do it. That's why I'm saying, like, me, I don't necessarily subscribe to the idea of building towards something concrete. It's like development that happens on my way as I build.
That's
in and of itself
that's
is
the process
the thing.
Of becoming.
Do you understand?
It's the process of becoming.
And then it's like 1 hour a day for 30 years.
Bruh.
Rather than 40 hours.
Consistency, that's the key. Like, you apply it to any, what will I call it, to any field.
Yeah.
You do something daily, compounding interest.
Yeah.
Like,
but okay, and even for we speaking like this, it's not like that laid back nature doesn't still creep up once in a while.
Yeah.
Or the thoughts of
slouching.
Yeah. It will still come. Certainly, we're humans, no? But at the end of the day, working on ourselves is a question of us also sort of conditioning our minds to understanding the difference between when is necessary to, because sometimes it's actually necessary to slouch, because human beings learn by contrast. Right? There's that. And also human beings learn by contrast. So if you don't know what if you don't know what bitter food tastes like, you may not be able to necessarily appreciate what sweet food is.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes when you slouch and you see what your output is, you will then appreciate it more when you are not slouching and you're being mad efficient.
Yep.
So sometimes it's also there,
Yeah, even like in when I'm checking like trends and even my own personal stuff, there's sometimes like my work rate is so crazy, and I'll be like, yo, bro, did I just sell 100 units? Like, yo, I just did that. Then a voicemail will be like, so what's next?
Right.
So like, it's something that I'm even working on. Like, you need to also revel in the moment. Like, you're in that moment. Like, okay, I just landed $1 million client.
Me?
Yeah, I'm not saying. Like,
okay, yeah, sure.
You just landed $1 million client. Like, you're not just going to just brush it over. Like, oh, so what's the next? You actually be in that moment and you're like, yo, look at where I'm coming from.
Right.
From those nights where I was locking in and on my computer, nobody knew what I was doing. Like,
right.
I was losing my mind, even to the point of almost being depressed.
Right.
But now I'm here. So it's just like you said, contrast. So now you gauge that, okay, this is attainable.
Right.
You dwell in the moment, you take it all in, then you now push.
And then it's beautiful that you actually steep yourself in that process, because that's how you're able to extend that IP to the next person. Which the idea for this whole content thing that I've started with the company now is the following. It's two things. It's number one, certainly people will hopefully see the type of thing we put out, see the kind of things we speak about, see the kinds of services we offer, and want to work with us or partner with us. Excellent.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, a second thing is, in my way, I'm also trying to avail what I know to be true about reality to somebody that it can assist.
Yep.
Right? Because if there's a way that someone will watch something that we talk about, to see something that we produce, and
Take something out of it and
that
apply it to real
and
life.
applies it, then that's like,
We've won.
you know.
We won. I'm not going to lie.
And another thing is, like, when you see things that are not right, when you see things that are not done in the way you feel it should be done, I don't think it's your I think it's your prerogative to go ahead and try creating something that's antithetical to that thing.
That's this what you just explained now. That's what the brand is about.
Right.
I think it's even biblical. I can't remember now, but like something that you're angry about, yeah, it's not coincidence. Like it means that you're supposed to change it.
You've spotted it, right?
You're supposed to change that thing you're angry about. So, like we've done this in a separate video, but like angry youth, like it's not a protest, it's not a violent brand. We're not raving or crazy, whatever. It's just literally we're tired of the mediocre state of things, of the nation, government, whatever, society in general.
Yeah.
You get, so we're done with like sucking up to like status quo and stuff like that. We want change, but now instead of seeking this change externally,
And
the
asking
goal
of
of
it
the
from other
brand
people.
is to inspire that change within.
Right.
So now you look in yourself and you say, oh wow, what can I do to make myself better for myself and for society? So that's the cocoa of the brand. That's what we're after. That's what I'm after personally.
Yeah.
You know, even like we're doing a lot of rebranding, like under G. So like we're coming out with new stuff, and I feel like it's going to tie in more of the elements that are very personal to me, because I am all about the African youth.
Right.
Like that's what I'm passionate about. You get like this is the final frontier, bro. Like what is in vogue now?
Facts.
You understand? The eyes of the world are on us. So how can we, project ourselves in a very good light so that we can lose all of that, all that bad PR of Nigerians are.
I think he's
Blah,
sliding
blah,
away,
blah.
actually. This guy even asked me, Stunner, in our conversation, where he said, people see us in this light. So how do I traverse that in trying to land international clients?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not even like excellence. Excellence is like, excellence can't be hidden. When there's light, darkness flees. So if I'm a spark in business and I'm speaking to somebody, they may see the stereotype of fraud.
But when they hear you speak,
But when they communicate with me, the spark comes in and the darkness flees.
exactly.
So it's just an extra hurdle that you need to go through in business. Business, you're pricing right, you're hiring right, you're training right, you're delivering right, you're landing clients right. Perhaps it may be an extra layer for us to break through that, which is
also
fine.
scalable. It's scalable. It's scalable. Like it's a challenge, but
you get past it. And I was telling him, like, you know how the Bible talks about we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and wickedness in high places. See this theory. Stay with me on this here. So where there is one side of a coin, there has to be a different side.
Yep.
My dad says the fact that the fake of something exists
means there's an original.
Confirms that there's an original. Confirms.
As Zlatan even talked that himself very recently.
You understand? Like it just confirmed, because counterfeit cannot exist without original.
It has to be based off of.
It must be based off that, right? So if we understand that the thing proliferating culture and society is fraud, and fraudsters are excelling in terms of making wealth, creating wealth in their own way, there must be something that is possible in the flip side of that, which is legitimacy and making it perhaps even more, definitely even more, because there's more benefits that come with creating value that not just you are enjoying, but every other person on the team is. And then the wealth also comes as well, like monetarily. So I'm like thinking, like, the powers that we're wrestling against, that are not flesh and blood, but principalities and powers and wickedness in high places, there must be a power that is also antithetical to that. And
Light
that's
and
the
dark.
power that is fueling me. So if that power is so is it's in high places, mine is higher.
You're tapping into that source.
Right.
Almost, not even almost. It is divine.
Right.
It's divine. People like. I don't like to like always delve into that, but I also believe like we're human beings, bro. We're also spiritual beings.
We are spiritual beings. We're nothing else but
Like
spiritual
we're
beings.
spiritual beings. So like you can't even take that out of
The
being.
conversation,
So
correct?
you have to be tapping into a source. I feel, not even I feel, I know for sure, every idea you get is coming from a divine source.
Right. Eyes have not seen, ears haven't heard, neither has it entered into the hearts of men. That which I have proposed for those who believe and
It's
are
coming
called
for
unto
a
blah blah.
divine source. And it's one of those things where I was telling someone the other day, like, if God has given you this mandate, to create,
Right.
we're sitting here is not by chance. We have this information that we can have this back and forth and this mental stimulating conversation.
Right.
It's not by chance.
Right.
You get a lot of things have come into play, like for example, upbringing, where you grew up, your parents, your childhood, your experiences.
Yeah.
That's what shape you as an individual. So you're getting an idea. It's like it's being beamed up from like that divine source and it's landing on your head. So now it's not up to you to now say, okay, let me act on this. And if you don't act on it, I don't know if this has happened to you, but you have an idea, you feel so strongly about it, but for whatever reason, you don't act on it. In a couple days or months' time, you're going to see it out there.
Right.
An idea cannot be left.
I think we all tap from a divine
fallow.
aggregation of consciousness. And that consciousness wants to see things created, certain things. So I think it doesn't just even come to one person. I think the consciousness spreads, call it God, spreads that thing to a couple of agents, right? And then whomever acts on it, it will work. The power that is meant to facilitate the creation of that thing will fall on you who has decided to act.
Once it's time for something to come into being, it's going to happen regardless.
Right.
So why not I be that agent?
Right.
Do you understand?
Right.
Why doesn't it come through me? I would like that. That would be so cool.
Right.
Do you get?
Right.
So that's the general idea.
Yeah, exactly. And the idea for everything, the way I see myself today is like I want to be the missing link to a lot of people's
success.
Yeah, blooming. Because if I'm able to do what I'm doing and employ more people and teach more people and show more people that this thing is even possible, that I can make it even in this economy, and show even the outside world.
What's possible?
Yeah.
What's possible? And there's so much that's possible. I cannot overemphasize this. Like, whatever dream you have, no matter how grand, no matter how crazy. Guy, there's Burna Boy. Anyway, sir. Let me know. See, when they tell you that your dreams are too big, your dreams are too crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, he said that don't forget to, bro, Martin Luther King had a dream and he got. Do you understand?
Waiting that even means, I've never really picked the
No worry, later we'll circle back to that. But still, it's like wild dreams are valid. I think that's the whole point. It's a dream. So why are you dreaming small? Why are you dreaming?
It brings me to the thought that God gave us hands and fingers for a reason. God could have made a hand like this, right? But then He made it like this. And He gave us nose for a reason. And He gave us ears for a reason. So everything He put in us, He put for a reason. And He gave us the ability to imagine. The imagination are the only realm where traffic no they do.
Bro, express. Bro, play anyhow.
I can imagine myself with Aya Star. You cannot fight me. Now waiting in my head. Now
bro, I don't imagine my imagination, bro. My imagination. Do you get? Why are you telling me that I cannot get around?
You know, really,
Oh, the phones. No, now come on. Now phone. She hold bar now. She don't need my phone. She just need a sweet boy.
God, I'm
the pressure, the massager.
Well, yes, like imagination is like that, man. Like once you can just see it in your mind and keep it there and start speaking about it. Sometimes before, when I used to tell my mom some outlandish things, she always told me the what if in the negative. That was just her default. She would just play devil's advocate.
And that's the Nigerian.
But then after
That's what Nigeria does to you.
after a cascading series of events happened,
her brain go just dey blow back to back to back. Okay, so who is this boy? Because who is this?
Now when I talk, she just says,
"Okay, carry on, right on, sir." Same. I can totally relate to that because I just have to put that in there. But like the support system I have is the entire reason I'm who I am.
Yeah.
My folks, my sister, like there's nothing that I can propose that they're going to shoot it down. Not like they're not going to be logical about it.
Right.
We're going to sit down and actually discuss and talk about what's possible and what's obtainable, what's attainable, and they'll put everything in front of you and you now get to make the decision yourself.
Right.
You get, because I feel like, first of all, the universe provides. You need to just know that in you and know that any limiting factor, debilitating factor that you're imagining is non-existent. It's just in your mind.
Yeah.
So if you can push through that and actually make that first step, make that leap of faith, you just see how things just are happening.
Right.
In order, back to back. And before you know it, you look back and you're like, yo, how did I get here?
Right. Exactly. No, that was beautiful, man. One thing I do understand is responsibility gives you a sense of purpose, and I think everybody needs it. Like every human, even breaking down to Nigerians, like every human being needs to see themselves as responsible for themselves.
Yep.
Like not pointing fingers.
Yep.
There may be actual reasons that are external that have made you to be where you are at, but having a sense of purpose, having that understanding that you came into this world, even as twins, you came alone. Your parents can facilitate you, or they may not be able to facilitate you. They're also humans that are trying to find their way in life.
Yep. They're doing it for the first time as well.
They're also doing it for the first time. Do you understand? To some degree, yes, they will facilitate you, but there's where your father's connect self stops, and there's where your mother's connect to stop, and there's where
it's grace that will take you that extra mile.
Right, and then there's also where their faults just have to stop being the thing that you tether your excuses to.
This is not a therapy session, for anybody out there, an adult, and you're still blaming your mommy and daddy because they did not buy you
laptop, internet,
gum or sweet, or they did not take you to London, bruh, move past. Like they did the best they can with the resources.
And even if they are wicked people, okay, then
like you can't keep holding on to that. Like it's difficult. Like obviously it's not easy to get rid of what maybe child or whatever. Maybe my daddy beats me, my mommy beats me, my daddy doesn't love me. But at the same time, I feel like all emotion should be like a driving factor.
Right.
Like whatever you're feeling and you're feeling it deeply, put it into the art. Work on yourself, but don't let it fester, because at some point you're just going to become a bitter individual. And by chance you end up with somebody else, you're going to also inflict them on another generation, on an innocent.
Which is unfortunate.
Do you understand? Which is unfortunate. So like I feel everybody should try and sort all of that out. Like do the groundwork, do a lot of introspection, like, oh wow, why do I act this way? Why do I feel this way? If you need to go to therapy, go for therapy. Just sort all of that out.
And it's like this, when ideas come to you that are negating the one you've already subscribed to, let it dissuade that incline to fight against that idea. And what I mean is like this: if I come and I say it's possible to create something in Nigeria, it's possible to make millions and millions as a ghostwriter, as as a whatever, and you say,
Don't be a Debbie Downer.
See,
You know wetin even dey.
if you know my situation,
I do am.
if you say you wise, like
na only you sabi, right?
Wetin even dey right sef. So but then it's like someone brought solution to you. By the way, the solution that they are offering to you may not exactly be the thing that will alleviate your situation.
Yeah.
But just embrace the possibility of a solution being in existence
But
first.
should I say at worst? Yeah, at worst, like it's a learning experience.
Do you understand?
Like bad as bad, see nothing come out from that thing, you don't learn something.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Last night, you even let's see the person na fool.
You understand? Or it's just like some people say, experience is the best teacher. Which is cool, which is
and true. It mustn't be your experience.
It doesn't have to be my experience.
Right.
You can learn from somebody else's experience.
Right.
So.
That's why and taking back to that thing you were talking about failure being necessary. That's it. It circles back to this. It's like I can learn from another person's failure. It mustn't be mine.
I don't have to feel personally.
It doesn't necessarily mean that. Well, perhaps it's necessary for learning. Period. Yeah. But it's not necessary for me to fail. It's not necessary for me to fail in order to learn what failure can teach.
Yeah.
Right. So that's just the thought behind that.
We're rounding up the year. So like, what has been the highlight of your year?
The highlight of my year?
Yeah.
I moved out of my parents' house this year. That was big for me. And when I was moving out, I did it in such a way that I had always envisioned myself doing it. I moved out, furnished the whole place, like down to toothpick in 3 days. Like everything, raw couch, like everything. 3 days to a week. And still was able to run my parents a significant TF.
You press back.
You understand? And it did not shake me.
Yeah.
And all this has happened because I'm a ghostwriter.
You're following your
something I did not learn in school.
You're following your dreams.
So yeah, that's about the highlight of it, man. Like seeing the pride in my parents' faces when they prayed for me and when my mom was telling me, my childhood story. How this when they get reminiscent of things, So just having that conversation with them, seeing the pride in my father's face, sharing a bottle of wine with him on the night before I left, that's and for me, it makes me feel fulfilled. Like that everything that comes after this point, I know who I am. I know what I can do. So it just fortifies me in that sense. So yeah, that's been my own highlight.
Man, congrats, man. That's crazy. So like,
what about yourself? What's been your highlight?
What's been the highlight of my year? Man, a lot has happened this year, man.
Plenty things.
I wrote down a couple things that I would like to achieve before the end of the year. Smash most of them. But what is standing out to me is this job that I just did.
Yeah.
Patient build up.
Patient build up. No rush yourself. Easy work.
So this is my first job this year.
Yeah, mad.
So it's almost what will I call it? It's almost literal. Patient build up. Like I waited. I was like, let me not rush the process. Like I was designing throughout the year, doing some things here and there. This cap has been sustaining me. This is my best seller.
Yeah.
So I didn't even have the need to put out a lot of products, but it came to me because like I started I wanted to develop some new habits, start working out, eating, diet, all of that stuff. So just general development, that's been the highlight of my year. Like I know I can look back and gauge that I'm not the person I was this time last year.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And it's now like a challenge, or it's now interesting to me. It's like one side quest after the other. I'm excited for what's next. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it
is. Just a general optimism for life.
I'm just like so in the zone. Right. Like I'm just in the zone. Like, okay, I've done this, I've done that. It means I can do this, and more.
Yeah.
So it's like one of that thing we're talking about dreaming. Like, you aim for this, aim for the moon. So aim for the stars. So if you don't get to the stars, you can land at the moon, which is
and extrapolate your wins Like if you were able to do this and that and the other, perhaps you will likely do this and that and the next.
For real. Like, what can I even use? I taught myself how to swim. That was very impressive for me.
Yeah.
Like, I've been telling Giovanni teach me how to swim. But the one they use rig tactics.
Yeah.
One teach me how to swim, so I would die. I told him to fuck off. So I taught myself how to swim, and patient build up.
Yeah, bro.
1 meter, 2 meters. You're swimming the whole length of the pool. You're doing laps.
Right.
Patient build up.
Right.
In the gym, you can only lift 20 kg. Before you're doing 80 kg.
Right.
Patient build up. You start running, you can run maybe 50 meters, 100 meters, 1 kilometer. Now you can run a marathon.
Right.
So
patient build up.
Patient build up. That is how we're ending up the year, and we're taking it into other things.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm excited for it as well, moving into next year.
We've spoken a lot about our goals and dreams and all of that, but what does success mean to you?
For me, defining success would mean continually saying something and doing it. Like continually dreaming big, working towards big things. Yeah. It may even mean that I don't achieve in the exact way that I had it, you know. But just having the proclivity to dream big is important for me. Having that optimism, the incline for optimism is important to me. And having the zeal and willpower to attempt these things is important for me. So for me, I'm a success like right now because there's many big things I've envisioned that I've
achieved and surpassed.
Perhaps there's good, but like I attempted the zeal, it's like a triage, and like having the incline to having the proclivity to dream big, having the inclination to try and work to having the zeal, and then having the incline for optimism. Them three things working together, I think that's what I define as success. Like
peak and synergy.
Right. So like having that's what my definition of success is.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Well, a friend of mine, like earlier in the year, like she put forward a very serious question to me. She was like, "What's my plan? What's your plan?" And I didn't have any answer for whatever reason. I still don't have a plan now, but the thing is, I have a vision.
Right.
I have a vision, and I like the vision that I have that's in my head. It's very clear. It's very, very clear. So like even in terms of like success, the kind of individual I want to be, what I would even term as being successful is not generic, sure, but it's also not specific to me. Maybe other people have that same.
Right.
But relationships, being a good friend, being a good lover, husband, maybe, father, just being a solid individual that people can depend on.
Right.
Because I like how our friend group is. We're very different. Everybody's very different, doing their own thing. But at the same time, like, I want to be able to contribute to your success.
Right.
In any capacity. That's why I'm grinding so hard, so that, okay, if my guy should come now, he has this idea and it's $1 million idea. Even if I don't have, hopefully, like I'll have the finance to be able to fund it. But even if I don't have the finance, I can give moral support. We can talk, and actually see how we can materialize that. My whole thing is like human resource. I love people. I'm obsessed with the human existence, like with the human being. Like we're the most complex and interesting creatures on this planet. You get so like in that regard, in my relationships, both sexes. So I want to just get myself to a point where I'm that guy.
I can call him, he's there for me.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Mr. Reliable, Mr. Utility. Anything you bring and come.
Yeah. I did for you type
Anything you
energy.
bring and come. So
Well, that's standard, man.
that's
I love that, man.
That's it.
And thank you everybody for sitting to. I know not everybody likes these types of conversations, but thank you everybody for sitting to listen. If you have thoughts that you want us to explore, and questions for me or him, you can leave in the comments, and we're going to attempt answering all of these
Or
things.
like if you have a specific kind of guest you like to see on the channel,
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one.
Cheers.